Hey everyone, I'm home today. I had my pre-op appointments, and as my pup is sleeping next to me on one side and my kitty is sleeping next to me on the other, my husband in bed sleeping, figured I would do a video. The surgeon was still pushing really hard for the sleeve, and when he wasn't looking at me, I was looking at my husband, giving him this look like, are you serious right now? It got to the point where he pushed so hard. I was like, this is my life. I'm gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life. If I'm not gonna be happy with the sleeve, I don't want to invest in the sleeve. He backed off. Finally, he backed off. The fact that I had to tell him that this is my life, I had to remind him of that. I'm really not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan. Blood work, EKG, chest x-ray, all of that was done today. I saw the nutritionist. I have my 2-week diet. I have that all set and know when to start it and everything like that. I'm gonna get my February weigh-in done on Friday, because today is Wednesday, January 30th. So I'm just gonna get right in February 1st, get my weigh-in done, be done with them. And then the last thing that I have to do is see my primary care on Tuesday the 5th. And then from there, it's just submitting everything to the insurance. I'm really pretty excited. Sorry, you get to see all my meaningful couch decorations. Yeah, I'm really excited because the fact that the surgeon told me he wanted me to lose 5 to 10 pounds, and at my appointment today when they weighed me, from the first weight that they had for me, I was down 21 pounds. From my heaviest, I'm down 27. So I'm pretty excited. It comes at a cost though. I literally feel like I'm eating like a rabbit anymore. I have my protein shake for breakfast, and I try to make that, and I only do about 8 ounces, but I try to make it last at least an hour, just because that way after I sit down at work and I'm able to actually take a drink, you know, I'm not rushing it, I'm not chugging it. And then my lunch, I'll have a salad, and that usually takes me an hour and a half to eat, which according to the nutritionist was entirely too long. But told her how I had been working on taking breaks in between bites and waiting at least a full minute in between each bite, because I'm trying to do this right. I don't want to self-sabotage. And then the last couple of days for dinner, I've been having sliced pepperoni and either blueberries or strawberries. My appointment with the surgeon wasn't until 11:45, which they actually called me 10:15 when I was waiting for the nutritionist to call me back, saying that he had some cancellation. So once I was done with the nutritionist, to just come right up and they would get me right in. Well, aside from that not ever being the case at that office, yeah, I ended up getting weighed for my January weigh-in. It wasn't until like 11:30, I want to say. So I was starving. I was super starving, and I didn't let myself drink anything either, because I wanted my weight to be as true as possible having been up for so long and moving around and everything like that. So I haven't been consuming much, but I've been watching my carbs and my sugars, and obviously my proteins, because I don't want to go over yet, just like crazy. And my caloric intake is still really low. I'm less than 1,000 calories every day. I mean, today is going to be different because I didn't have anything. I did ask my husband to stop at Subway on the way home so I could get one of their salads. But I got a salad. I didn't get a sub. So, and that was really good. I actually felt full, which was nice because most of the time I'm not ever satisfied anymore. So I'm thinking that because I didn't have my protein this morning, that I'll make eggs for dinner. And then tomorrow go back to the protein shake, salad for lunch, and then pepperoni, and I think all I have left is strawberries, so that Friday morning I can get up and just go right to the surgeon's office to get my last weigh-in done and be done with it. So he was really rude to my husband. I am a former smoker, and my husband currently smokes. He's smoked since he was in high school. He's a pack-a-day smoker, and yes, I've talked to him about quitting, but you know what? I'm not going to nag him. He's got to be ready, because I know what it's like. Having been a smoker, I know that I had to be ready, just like I had to be ready to lose weight. And the surgeon just kept saying, well, you really need to quit. You really need to quit. And then he looks at me, he was like, but if you have bypass, you're going to go back to smoking and it's going to cause ulcers. And it's like, back the fuck up, first of all. I was like, but don't people ask to have the bypass specifically for the dumping syndrome so that they don't eat sweets, so they aren't tempted by sweets? I was like, why can't that be the same thing with me and smoking? Like, why can that not be an actual restriction? He didn't like that answer either. Kept pushing and pushing for the sleeve. But the fact that he just made these snide, very passive-aggressive, I guess is how I want to say, very passive-aggressive comments to my husband about how he should quit. And my husband knows this. We've talked about it. It's not like it's anything new to him. But the fact that the surgeon looked at me and is like, you're going to go back to smoking. No. My husband, he only smokes outside, and I can't even stand the smell of him when he comes inside. Like, I don't even want to be around him. It smells so gross. Now that I'm not smoking, it's like, no thank you. I don't subscribe to that. But that's what he does. So, okay, I'm not going to nag him on that. Yeah, and I did end up asking if I'm going to have a nicotine test, and I will. So my husband is literally going to have to not be anywhere around me when he's, like, I'm not going to be able to stand outside in the mornings when I get ready to go for work, and, excuse me, he's outside with our pup, and, like, he either needs to wait until I'm gone to smoke, or I don't know what we're going to do, but up until surgery, he is not allowed anywhere near me. I mean, he usually doesn't smoke anywhere around me anyway, but, and that was the kicker, is that the surgeon was like, oh, but sometimes people who don't smoke get ulcers. I know, it literally is, you never know. Like, it picks some people and it doesn't pick some people. I'm ready to be done with him, and I feel like I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. So just trying to make it till February 25th, 10:45. I have to show up to the hospital, so I'm getting pretty excited about that. The fact that he is taking my gallbladder, I'm so relieved. He did another exam where he was pushing all over my stomach, and the pain actually, because I've been eating like a rabbit, has been very much manageable. But then he started pushing on my stomach today, and I was like, oh my god, thought I was gonna die. But then, you know, of course, back to the take Tylenol. Okay, thanks. So, yeah, I did sign some paperwork with him today that I do want the bypass, but if for whatever reason, for whatever ungodly reason, he can't do bypass, I did sign for him to do the sleeve. And I'm almost regretting that I did that now. But if I didn't sign for that and he can't do the bypass, then he would have taken me out. He would have woken me up. Like, there would have been no weight loss surgery, and I really need this. I know I do. I need to get my life under control, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm seeing him. But so I guess I still have to mull that over a little bit about whether I should ask them to get rid of the sleeve consent. I don't know. I just need to think about it for a little bit. But Tuesday when I go see my primary, she's going to go over my meds, what can be crushed, what can't be crushed, what needs to be re-prescribed to me, basically. And then basically just write off saying that I'm healthy. I'm healthy enough to have the surgery. Which, the thing that gets me is that at the surgeon's office, they have the automatic blood pressure machines, which I have no problem with, except whenever I have my blood pressure taken that way, it's always high. But if I have it done manually, like at my primary care, it's always perfect. So the last time I went and saw my primary, the pain, because of the gallbladder pain, was just a couple weeks ago. The nurse took my blood pressure and it was perfect. It was 120/80 because I told her, I'm like, my blood pressure is going to be high and it's one of the things I need to talk to my primary about. She took it and she was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, oh, all right, well, I'm glad I'm okay. Oh, so trying to think if there's anything I left out. I'm just getting excited. Getting a little nervous, but I'm definitely getting excited. Yeah, he has this, the surgeon, sorry, I should specify. The surgeon has an app on his phone where he can put in the height, the weight. It's a predictor of how much someone will lose with the bypass or the sleeve. And with my current weight, having lost the 21 pounds from the beginning of my journey, it said with the bypass that it's attainable for me to hit 124, and I've told him from the beginning that 130 was my goal. So you know what? That first time that I saw him for my consult back in August, when he looked at me and was like, no, you won't be able to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to hit 130 and I'm going to maintain. Because you know what? He does not have the final say. I have the final say. Sorry, getting a little worked up. Need to reel it in. So yeah, today's been pretty good, aside from him. And then I did see the nurse navigator after my appointment with the surgeon. She was just going over what to expect, where to go, how things have changed, because, you know, one of the things on the sheet was nothing to eat after midnight the night before surgery. And I was like, you know, my arrival time at the hospital is 10:45. My surgery is not till 12:45. I'm like, can that be adjusted a little bit? I mean, just because my surgery is later. And she ended up telling me how they've been, I don't know if this is nationwide or if this is just my hospital, so please don't take it to heart, or take it as God's word, that they're gonna, I can have a light breakfast consisting of either coffee or tea, which I haven't had caffeine in months, so why would I reintroduce it? Or water, and I can have a slice or two of toast, which I'm trying to not do carbs, so again, why would I throw that back in the mix? But, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna eat it, because it's probably gonna be yummy. But if I do have anything to eat, it has to be before 6 a.m. and then I can have water to drink up until about 9:45, which is just gonna help tremendously with getting IVs all set. It's gonna be so much better overall, just health-wise, because there's nothing worse than being dehydrated and a nurse poking you 30 times to try, excuse me, to get an IV started. And so I'm pretty excited about that. She did give me a couple of things on a grocery list kind of thing. The Hibby cleanse, or whatever it's called, I need to get that. She stressed to get a small bottle, though. I guess it's common to have people buy large bottles. When I'm only going to use it twice, I don't see the point in that, but hey, to each their own. I'm not here to judge. Liquid Tylenol, and I'm trying to think, I can't remember off the top of my head. They threw so much at me today, so I'm sorry if I forget anything. So yeah, I'll probably do another video after I meet with my primary on Tuesday, and then I start the pre-op diet February 11th, and then my surgery is February 25th. So I'm ready. I'm really ready, as I know most other people who have the surgery are. If I think too much about it, then the nerves start to set in, the anxiety, and that was the other thing the surgeon brought up, was my anxiety. He was like, I just don't think it'd be good for you to have the bypass. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was your expertise, because you know what? I went to the social worker and she said it was fine. She said to maintain and watch my meds, because, you know, with losing weight, I wouldn't need as high of a dose. I keep going on about the surgeon, and I'm sorry. You guys don't want to hear about that. Lord knows you have other stuff to worry about. So, but yeah, I think that's about it for now. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns. rollingtorny@gmail.com is my email. Hit me up if you need anything. Thanks.